Welcome to this week's episode of the CC Mouse podcast. I am at RFS Dan.
You confuse me every time we start this.
It's never going to be the same twice.
It's never going to be the same, and I'm always expecting you to say it. I'm Jess from Snow Dogs Vlogs.
Okay, so we got a lot of things to talk about today. First off, I need to know, are you getting a Nintendo Switch? This is important things that I must know right off the bat.
This is really super important. Are you getting a Nintendo Switch?
Will you be my first friend on the Switch?
Really?
Yeah, it's Nintendo's multiplayer stuff was never like, because you had like a 400-digit friend code, and it wasn't like easy just to add somebody, and then I have to make like a me and stuff. So I never had Nintendo friends. I never had those.
Well, if I do, what game should I get?
You definitely should get Super Mario Brothers because that's fun. Really had.
Can you play that one online?
No. Then you should get Super Mario Kart. That's something that we all get down. Yeah, so Mario Kart would be something that we could just all play together. That would be fun. I don't know if Mario Party is multiplayer. I imagine it's 2019 and it should be. So maybe some Mario Party soon. And then the rest of the games I have you have a lot of Switch games are pretty much just single player games.
Yeah, I said that if I got my taxes done, that I could get a reward because that's how life works. You have to do things and then you get something in return. I don't know.
Right. No, I agree with that. And the Switch is actually, I have a lot of fun with it. I do have a lot of fun with it. It's so satisfying, rewarding. Even when you're scrolling back and forth, Nintendo has the best sound effects.
I've always been a huge fan of Nintendo, and I've wanted one since they came out, but I have made an excuse every single time why I shouldn't buy one. And then I had said, when I get my taxes done, I'm going to get one. So I got all that done yesterday, and they're actually, I forgot to go stop there. They're done. I just have to go pick them up and sign everything. I was supposed to do that before I came home. I forgot. So after this, I'm going to have to go do that. But I guess it gives me another excuse to leave the house. So
yeah,
yes.
You can go pick up your Switch. It's fun. I love it. It never lets me down. It's good times.
I want Spyro.
Is Spyro an option? Spyro the Dragon was fun.
That is like the main reason I want one.
To play some Spyro. It holds up too, because I think they digitally remastered it and stuff, so it holds up.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I think, and plus we have the game room down here, so I'm sure we will play it. I know when I mentioned it to Greg and Eric, when I mentioned it to Eric was like, yeah, we should get one. We could play this, and I can bring stuff over. And I'm like, well, yes, I'm going to go get it today.
Good.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because you'll buy the online pass and then it gives you a bunch of free Nintendo games. Oh, it gives you a whole library of 8-bit Nintendo games for free on there.
I was reading about that last night.
Fun.
That they give you all that stuff.
Yes, and every couple of weeks 4 more show up. It's so cool. And the new Tetris 99 is rad where you play Tetris.
I saw that too.
Yes, that's fun. We were playing that the other day. So good. So I'm excited.
Good. And that's one of my favorite games of all time. So
yeah, Crystal's good at that. She'll play it forever and she just never loses. I'm like, I am not good at Tetris at all. I'm not good.
I love Tetris.
Yeah. No thanks.
I could play it forever. That was the one game when we just got out of high school and we were all living together. That was the one game that I could beat everybody at. Like Eric and Greg and Jamie would play like Turok and all of these other, Super Nintendo games or whatever. But Tetris, like we put in Tetris and it was like, you're done. I'm winning.
Yeah, I would suck at. I super suck at that game. No thanks. But Crystal, man, she plays that thing forever. So that's on there for free, or not for free, but you get that with your like $20 a month or a year subscription. So good, right. Get one.
I will when we're done podcasting. I will. First, I have to go to the CPA's office and sign my taxes. I'm actually getting a refund for the first time, like since I started my own company.
Yeah, I know that's been a big thing with you over the last few years. Is Jess versus taxes.
Yeah. Well, because every year I've had to pay in, but last year we restructured to a corporation, which this isn't going to be interesting to anybody, but but we did. We restructured to a corporation, and now like the company actually pays us a paycheck. So I have all of these other ways. I pay in the taxes, where before I didn't really pay everything in. Like you would just get to the end of the year, you'd figure out how much you made, and you had to pay in taxes. Well, now I actually quarterly, I pay money to the government and to the state, to the federal government and then to the state, so that at the end of the year, we can look at it all and go, well, you either owe us this much more money or you get some money back. So I'm actually getting money back, which was, to me, I'm still shocked. Like I called my mom yesterday, and then this morning she called me and she goes, I can't believe you're getting money back on your taxes. I'm like, I know. I don't know how they did it, but we did it.
She's funny. When I was editing the podcast and I was editing the part with her in it, it just sounds like you. It just sounds like future. She sounds like future you.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll sound like in the future. Yeah, it was funny though. She when she called me this morning, she's like, I don't know how you did it. I'm like, I mean, technically I did pay all that money in, so I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it's like it's free Nintendo Switch from the government. Thank you.
Exactly. I mean, that's what everybody that gets tax return. I said that to Jamie. I'm like, everybody that gets tax returns back, like, they all do something stupid with it. And I always make fun of people for doing something stupid with it. But you know what? I want to do something stupid.
Yeah, here I go.
Not that it's stupid, but like wasteful. I don't know what the right word I'm looking for. I want to do something fun.
No, you work hard all year long. You deserve to play some Mario.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
So what's going on lately with everybody dying?
Have you noticed that too?
Yes, it's the year of no chill. Everybody is dying.
Don't we say that every year though? Isn't it like every year there's a certain time of the year where the one year I think it was like the end of the year, everybody was like suddenly dying before. I think it was 2017. It was like everybody died right after Christmas.
Yes.
I think every year we go through a section of the year where it's like they say it happens in threes. And the other day that was totally true. Like it was every time I opened up Twitter, it was like, oh my gosh, somebody died. Oh my gosh, somebody else died. Oh my gosh, somebody else died.
I would be mad if I died on the same day somebody else died. That happened too. Who died? Prince died, and then somebody else died like 2 days before that. After that, and then nobody cared about the first death anymore. You got to stagger. If you want to be remembered, you got to stagger that.
You got to time your death appropriately.
Right. I'm still sad about Luke Perry though. Like to me, he's like ageless.
It's just, I think it's one of those things that hits like people of our age because we watched him on TV. Even I watched 90210. I mean, we watched him on TV for so long. You remember these people as they were, and and even now he's on, was on Riverdale. I feel like, I don't know. It's so crazy. I saw all the memes and the posts about my first imaginary boyfriend died. I'm like, no, but I do remember him on the show very well. And it was a shock. And he was so young.
Yes.
Like, not really, but he was.
Not really, but he was. And it's true. And he was young.
He was. You think about it, you go, because he was, 52?
Something like that.
That's only 12 years older than you.
Yes, I start counting that way. When people start dying, I start going, wow, I have like 12 years left to live if I was that person. Really, though, right? I do that. But man, I didn't expect...
it's not. Some people think that's a bad thing, but sometimes it's not, because if you do start doing that and you go, man, I need to get stuff done.
Oh yeah, no, I thought about that for like 2 seconds, and I was overthinking about that. Like, it's not gonna make me get more things done. It's just gonna make me go like, wow, like life's almost over. But when people like that die, I do feel old, only because, like we said, we watched him growing up, and now, I mean, in my head, he's just out there like being a rebel somewhere, and now he's dead.
Yeah, and now he's dead.
And
who else died?
The dude from Prodigy.
Yep.
He's dead.
That was crazy, mainly because, I listened to Prodigy a lot when I was in, high school, in my early 20s, a lot. We always called it computer music. You could just put it on and listen to it no matter what. Always sounded good in the car. I listened to it a lot. And it was really strange because my Spotify, I have that, I think I talked about this last week, I have the release radar on Spotify. So a couple weeks ago on Spotify, I was going through my release radar and there was a new song from Prodigy. And I believe it was a game night here because I played it, and I think it was my friend Eric that was like, is this Prodigy? I'm like, it is! Somebody guessed it! That's who it was, because they sounded exactly the same. And they were set to go on tour and stuff, and mind blown.
Yeah, untimely deaths. There was a couple of bands over my lifetime that I've known that have had the lead singer die right after the album release. Snot was one of them. I think Alice in Chains was another one of just here's new music and I'm dead.
But I think with Prodigy, they said he committed suicide.
I didn't hear anything more because Luke Perry stroked out that same day, and they covered that more than they did the Prodigy dude. Yeah,
they. I think it was one of his bandmates posted on there and said he actually killed himself. So you really that kind of goes to a really dark place. But man, coming out with a new album, getting ready to go on tour again, becoming relevant, and we had this discussion before he died. and we were talking about how well Prodigy's music could do in today's music scene.
Yes, there was nobody like them back in the day.
There was nobody like them back in the day, but now there's a lot of bands kind of like that, and a lot of people really enjoy that style of music.
Yes.
They could have made such a comeback and been so huge, and now it's all over.
Yeah, I don't get that. He should be all pumped up and excited.
Right? Right.
Speaking of dead, have you seen the controversy of Stan Lee's Twitter account?
No.
Okay, so our beloved Stan Lee has passed, obviously.
Yep.
And his Twitter account has 2-point-something million followers on there, and it's verified. And his POW Entertainment tweets from his account different things. So it's just like, hey, come here, see this, go here, see that. Captain Marvel's, is opening up in theaters this Friday, and they're posting under Stan Lee, and it's getting creepier and creepier. So I went to the Twitter, I started scrolling through some of the posts, and it's been going on for a little while now. And it started out of like, oh, Stan would have liked this or Stan would have liked that. So it kind of wasn't too bad because they made it sound like they were talking about Stan Lee. Then this last post was almost like it was Stan Lee talking about going to see this Marvel movie that's coming out. And
do you have the post open?
Yes, here, let me read the tweet that came out just was it the 6th? It came out yesterday. So it says, at The Real Stan Lee, it says, Captain Marvel landed in Hollywood this past Monday for the movie's premiere. Read more about the evening below. And it gives a link to Captain Marvel, and it gives a link to the premiere of the movie. So I guess it really isn't Stan Lee talking.
Still, like, if I forgot he was dead...
100% of the billions of comments are like, no, this is not cool, this is wrong, close the account, change the account, oh my gosh, stop reminding me that he's dead. And nobody, I scrolled for like 2 straight minutes, I scrolled through the last 4 or 5 posts to find anybody that was on board with this, and I could not.
It seems very strange to me. Like, it's... No.
Would Stan Lee have wanted this, though? He was a good businessman. Would he have wanted this?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they should change the name of it to The Ghost of Stan Lee.
No, oh my gosh. Wow. Look at you. I mean, I guess. But it's Stan Lee with his check mark next to his name, and I don't know if that's right, but that's what's going to keep the company going on. Like, what are you going to do? They put him as the front of the company. When they made POW Entertainment, decided to put the 89 at the time-year-old man in charge, like as the figure, as their Mickey Mouse.
That is true.
Yeah, so I get that that's the only way they had to communicate, but nobody's on board with it. It's super creepy. Everybody wants it taken down and removed. I could not find one person that was like, this is what Stan would have wanted. Nope.
And eventually, your fan base is really going to be kind of, I don't know, kind of like creeped out by it.
Yes.
I mean, it's not really the same thing, but like the other day, a random Facebook message from my aunt that passed away 2 years ago.
Yes.
Somebody like logged into her account or made a fake account. I don't even know what it was. And I'm like, it was eerie because for a moment you go, oh, wait, you're dead. Like,
yes.
You know what I mean, though? Like, your brain for a moment is like reading Stan Lee's Twitter going, oh, dead. I don't know. Yeah, it's wrong. It's just wrong.
It's creepy. So Crystal's dad, he died a bunch of years ago, and there's no, like, we don't know his password. So every now and then the algorithm throws up a friend request on Facebook with his picture on it to Crystal and Jason just to haunt you and remind you that Rick still carries on Facebook for probably ever. That account will probably bounce around forever.
That's so crazy.
No way to log into
my aunt had 2 accounts, and it was her old account that she didn't use because she lost the password and stuff to it. I believe that got hacked. But her main account, you can have Facebook accounts memorialized.
Oh,
so
yes.
We did that because then it doesn't do that friend request thing.
Okay, see, that's kind of cool because with like the right paperwork and stuff, maybe you can go and have it,
All you have to do is have their obituary.
It just makes it into a ghost filter.
Their Facebook account is still there, but it says, instead of their name, it says remembering my aunt was Anita. Okay. So it says remembering Anita. So all of her stuff is still there. All of her photos are still there. If you're still friends with them, you can still see everything. But that way it doesn't put it into the algorithm.
See, so that tells me that like you and I, we need to make ghost photos of us, of just not like really ghost photos, but like maybe my hands up like a mime, like I'm like kind of trapped in the Facebook, and we can change it to that picture after I'm dead. And then that would kind of just spook around. Kind of like, oh, look, there goes Dan again. It's like, whoa.
You could do that.
Like and subscribe.
That would be hilarious. See, that's what I'm saying. Stan Lee's account needs to be changed to Ghost Stan. The Ghost of Stan Lee.
That's the only way to save it. But I don't think they're being disrespectful because it's Stan Lee's company. But that's creepy, bro. It's just creepy.
Yeah. I feel like they should change the name of it somehow.
Yes. I think Twitter should step in and let them go ahead and like change it to maybe like POW Entertainment. You know, maybe like, because no disrespect to Stan, but like if they want to carry on like that, maybe try to get them to change it so it's the company's name and not like Ghost of like Stanley. Hey, well, when you die, can I have your account? Like, and I'll just keep posting as you.
No.
No.
I'm leaving everything to the dogs.
What happens though?
And I don't know. I know that on Facebook you can actually set up what is it called? A legacy. I think it's called like a legacy account or something, a legacy something. But you can actually give permission. If you pass away, you can have somebody else gets permission to your account, and it's the same thing. All they have to do is send in the obituary, and then they get permission to your account, I guess, so that they would have the rights to everything on there. But I really don't know. Like, I don't know what would happen if nobody had my passwords and something were to happen. Like, how does anybody access that stuff?
Exactly.
It's a very interesting thing to think about. Like, think about other YouTubers that have passed away, that have had other people. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure
Put it in your will.
Right. I'm sure there's a way around it. Yeah, right. There's just an unpublished video, and it just says everything. Well, I guess that is a will. Shut up, Dan. I'm drunk off that vanilla extract.
Oh my gosh. I don't even like, it's like drinking mouthwash.
35. It's like 35 proof though, man. That's pretty good.
Why would any child go to the kitchen cabinet and drink? Oh, I guess because they could buy it legally in the store, huh?
Right. So they're getting their Starbucks. They're getting the vanilla extract. There's some rum extract too as well that you can get, and it's the minimum they found is 35% alcohol. Some of the nicer ones have a little bit higher alcohol content, and they're just pouring it like Bailey's into their Starbucks.
That's so gross.
Yeah, it's just the latest thing. I mean, back when we were young, what was it? It was butt chugging. It was dip your. No, I can't talk about that.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of things that happened. Oh, Robitussin. People would. That was what it was.
Yes.
It was always about drinking the Robitussin, and I guess if you drink enough of it, you can get drunk off of it. I don't know. That sounds like a stomach ache to me.
By the way, kids, don't do any of this stuff at home.
Yeah, no, you don't even. Yeah, just don't.
I think our listeners are intelligent enough to know better, though.
Right. So these kids are getting this vanilla extract and they're drinking it. And I can't believe this hasn't been found out before, because vanilla extract's been in the cupboard since before we were born.
Yeah, literally. Just sits there, never goes bad.
Right.
I can't imagine. The thought of it makes me nauseous. I mean, I guess, like you said, they're not drinking it straight. They're putting it. No.
And another thing,
why?
Vanilla extract is really expensive.
Yeah, it is.
You know, I was gonna go take a swig for the podcast, but that's a $1 or $2.
You're like, no.
No, that's $1 or $2. I might get all crunked. I might get all crazy.
I can't imagine what it does. It's got to do something. I mean, I guess it's just vanilla and alcohol.
Right, but it's stomachache city.
Yeah. And what is the point? I've never understood that need, that desire and that need, when, especially like when you were younger, like that I have to drink something because it's cool. What makes anybody think it's cool?
I don't know. I never tried any of those ways to get drunk or do any of those fun things that wasn't actually having alcohol. Like, just, well, because I'm older now, I'm just like, just drink a beer. But like, they're kids, so you don't have access to that. I would rather steal a beer out of the fridge and try any of those funky recipes or funky things.
Or do the thing where you take any clear alcohol and you try it and then you fill the bottle back up with water.
With water.
Yeah.
I never did that.
That's what sane people do. That sounds so bad.
Exactly. Yeah, at least do that. That sounds more reasonable. I might be more upset with you if you drank vanilla extract and got drunk, or you took my pop-off vodka and threw some water in it.
It sounds like the people that are doing like the vanilla extract and the Robitussin thing and all that, like those are the people that 5 years down the road are trying every hard drug out there and falling off the wagon repeatedly. Like if you had to do it that bad and that was the route you took, if you didn't learn anything from it, you were the person that 5 years down the road was like, I'm going to try all the things ever. It's just like that. It's a gateway.
It's a gateway. It's a gateway to where the vanilla extract is a gateway to all of the things. Yeah. Kids are going to be doing vanilla extracts and doing TikToks and, well, I guess maybe doing TikToks. I don't know.
Don't judge me, bro.
I did my TikTok, so I did one of them.
You did one.
I did not like it. Yeah, I'm supposed to do one a week. Remember, one a week.
Yeah.
So you have to send me your second.
You've only done one. I've sent you like 6 or 12 of them.
No, you spammed me with a bunch of obnoxiousness. I couldn't get by. I couldn't. Oh man, it drives me nuts. Even making it, like I felt like just like I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I don't.
You give up on the challenge.
I don't like TikTok. No, I'm gonna do it. You'll send me another one, whatever one you want me to do out of the 20 you sent me, and I'll do it. I just didn't like it at all, at all.
I think I have fun with it because it's not me, it's the dogs.
Yes, and that's fine. And
I have fun trying to replicate the trends that are trendy with the dogs. Like the Billie Eilish Bury a Friend, what's it called? The Break Your Back Challenge. I for some reason, I filmed the one I did with Memphis. I think I sent it to you.
Yes.
When I showed it to Jamie, I showed Jamie some of the real ones first. And I'm like, this is what the trend is. And then I showed him the Memphis one. And he laughed so hard. He goes, that was pretty good. I'm like, wasn't it? It was kind of cute, right?
So you loaded me up backwards. You sent me that one first. I'm like, all right. And then you sent me the one of that girl's hair. And that was really super cool where her hair like was standing up and then it came down on her head. But still,
you could do that.
I can't because my hair doesn't do that.
You could do it. You could do it in like a stop motion animation thing where like you're in the middle of putting your hair up and like you make it all like choppy. No.
Oh no! Did it sound like a no for me? A hard no? I don't know. I got to make sure my TikTok account is still around and it's not deleted.
Oh, you're right. Did you put your real age in there?
I did put my real age in there, and boy, let me tell you, I was scrolling down until it got to 78. Ouch.
What did they said they were? Well, they got fined. Did you hear about the fine?
I didn't hear how much the fine was, but I know they got super fined.
They got fined $5.7 million.
Doesn't sound like very much money actually these days.
That's a lot of money. They said it was one of the largest fines that they ever fined a company like that. But do you remember when we went to Vid Summit and we learned about how dangerous it is to have children and make content that maybe you just shouldn't do it because eventually the government's going to crack down on all the things you're doing?
Yeah, remember what was the tagline or the takeaway? Don't have a kids channel.
Don't have a kids channel. So that's kind of what happened it was Musical.ly at the time, but now it's TikTok. That's kind of what happened. They found out that there was a large percentage of the users were under 13 and they were revealing personal information like their emails, their addresses, their schools. And the FTC said because the app didn't actually ask for the parents' permission to collect this data, that they were in violation of what do they call it? COPA? Yeah, COPA, Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, COPA, that they had violated COPA. And it's a record-setting penalty, like one of the biggest penalties ever. And it's because they believed that it was an online service that targets children. Like that is a lot of money. That's $5.7 million is a lot of money.
That's a big slap on the wrist. And it's interesting. And I know we talk about this a lot. The last 3 weeks we've talked about stuff that has to do with kids vertical. But this is what's going on. The internet used to be the wild, wild west. And now as the government is finally, because they're a bunch of old people, are finally catching up to what's going on, they're starting to implement all these rules and smackdowns and nothing's consistent. But what is consistent is things are getting taken down and deleted. I heard some of the kids' channels were like in the top 5 on TikTok, and they had millions and millions of subscribers, and they're just gone. Yeah,
they ended up. So if you lied about your age, and if you were under 13, I think it was. If it said you were under 13, they were deleting accounts. And now, if you're under 13, they're not allowing anybody under 13 on TikTok to upload videos, leave comments, or do anything. You can only look at stuff on TikTok if you have your age as under 13. And they were making people they actually had to go in and send like copies of whatever to prove their ages. But yeah, there were some huge accounts. And these were kids. They were young kids. And some of them were signed up as the kid, but their family was involved in it. Like their parents knew what was going on. Their parents were even in some of the videos. And still, they got completely taken down, just shuttered to a complete halt. And part of it was because of this ruling when COPA said, hey, you're doing all this wrong. You have to change this. TikTok had to act fast or they would continuously be fined.
Yeah. And when they delete the channels, I don't know if you can get them back, but it might be like YouTube where they're just gone forever.
I guess there was somebody in one of the groups that I was in that was talking about one of their kids' channels got deleted or whatever. And there was like a website you could go to and you could back end download the content. For a while, the content was still there, but you couldn't access the account.
Gotcha.
So,
okay, until they
So there
figured it
was
out.
people that figured out a way how to get their content to at least save it just in case.
Okay, that makes more sense. So they can get it back. I do know that it is a extremely young audience on there. When I was in there scrolling around, like everything besides it being manic was coming from 16 and under kids.
I don't want to say that out loud, but I actually do check TikTok a lot. I don't know why, but I follow a lot of people that are older. But TikTok also, as you watch more, they have an algorithm. They have a blah, 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 and it will point you into the right thing. Like right now when I log into my TikTok, every single one I scroll through is something to do with Michigan.
Okay.
Because they know where I'm at and because I've liked a lot of content from people from Michigan. So it's like, just constant Michigan things.
I imagine that you have to have insanely strict rules. I'm surprised there wasn't something put in place when, you try to go to whoever's going to give you the money to start this app and you're like, okay, here's my business model. It's going to probably be a bunch of teens and tweens and we don't have really much in place to make sure that they have consent from the parents. Give us a bunch of money. Let's go.
And they did.
Yeah, and not only that, Musical.ly got purchased out by TikTok, and they should have known going into it, because this thing was all going on before, that they were just going to take on a bunch of trouble. That sounds like a big pass to me.
Well, I mean, it kind of works in a few ways. Like there are people who like big government and people who don't like big government. Some people are like, you know what? Watch your kids. It's not TikTok's job to make sure your kids aren't on this app. It's not their job. So it kind of, there are some people that hardcore believe that. And then there are the other people that are like, we have to regulate it because we have to protect the children. We have to protect the children.
I should ask, hey, Blake. Hey, man, you on TikTok?
No.
All right, cool. So checks out to me. So, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I did my parenting due diligence. Hey, wait, let me check one more time. Hey, man, you using that YouTube's Kids app?
Nope.
All right. Okay. Yeah. We're good.
You're good.
Yeah. I'm just
Get my parenting job of the day.
I've just never been more happy that Blake is not a girl.
Right.
I just am. I'm like, thanks. I just don't have to deal with that exploitation or anything like that.
Yep.
No thanks.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But, in part of it, as sad as it is, there are creepy people out there. And then if you don't pay attention, I mean, just recently, we're talking about YouTube and all the craziness with the kids vertical, but they turned off comments on all of these channels that have kids in them. So if you have a channel and there's a kid in it, they were turning off comments. Not all of them, but a lot of them. But we're not going to tell you which ones, and we're not going to tell you why. And then some people could turn them back on. Some people couldn't turn them back on. And then if you did turn them back on and you weren't supposed to, they disabled the ability to turn them back on completely. And support is not giving anybody any answers. So, yeah.
Yeah, don't make a kids channel. I think my YouTube's okay. They would have sent me an email if it wasn't, I'm sure.
Yeah, they would have. I haven't, knock on wood, I haven't had any issues with mine. I had one of the people in one of the groups I belong to had 2 videos with kids in it on their entire channel, and their comments were disabled on the whole channel.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy. I'm really surprised you have not been hit with anything since you're not really in the kids vertical, but you appeal to that audience.
The dogs channels show up on the kids app. The dogs channels, the dogs videos show up on the kids app.
Right. So at some point you've been deemed kid friendly. So
yep.
I'm sure you're going to be under scrutiny at some point.
I'm sure something crazy it's YouTube.
Yeah, you know how free you'd be though if they disabled your apps or your comments for like a month. You know how freeing that would be. You could just go back to just creating, and then like everybody would still watch, but like you didn't have to listen
That's what you assume, but if you look at some of the channels where their comments have been disabled,
nobody
they
cares
aren't
anymore.
watching.
Right. That's probably more like it. They're probably just like, oh, no more interaction. This is done. I'm out.
That's what it is. Now I can't talk to these creators. Now my direct connection to these people is gone.
Yes.
So
that's a good point.
As sad as it is, they aren't watching, and the connection, and like I have very close friends of mine that have had the channel Hey That's Mike. I've known these people since I started YouTube. Like they had all of their comments disabled, and they're really upset about it. They kind of, because they used to do like a question of the day, and they would ask a question at the end of each day of each vlog, and that everybody would answer in the comments. They've been doing that for forever, and now that's gone. They can't do that anymore. And then I had another friend of mine, what is their channel? This Is Us. They didn't get hit with the disabling, but they chose to disable theirs on their own before they got hit, just because they're like, we're going to get hit eventually.
Right.
It's crazy. YouTube's a crazy world. We talk about it like every week.
I know we do, but that's what we talk about because that's what we're into. I don't know. I don't care about politics. Nobody else wants to talk about politics, and that seems to be the only other thing going on. I don't care about what Kardashian got to $1 billion first. I'd rather talk about the things that we're involved with more than the things that the news thinks that we should be involved with.
Oh, you've got to use the line. The things that matter to me. What is it? The Philip DeFranco line?
Oh, yes. He's a great source of what's going on. I like him for that.
I love Phil DeFranco. I have watched him for so long. You see now he's doing a morning show as well.
No, I'll have to check that out.
You can get filled in twice a day.
Oh, that's all my ear holes will be filled in.
Twice a day.
Twice a day. What about his vlogs? Are the vlogs gone?
The vlogs are gone for now. Anyway, Joe left. The video guy, Joe Nation left. And he's doing his own thing. He's kind of trying to get his Charity Pants channel to get bigger. And he's doing some things on his Joe Nation channel. He's actually doing a lot of things. But he had gone down to like part-time, and then he decided to just go ahead and step away and do his own thing. And it was kind of at a good time because I think Phil was wanting to end the vlogs. I think they're going to do more of the Rogue Rocket podcast stuff over there. And I think eventually they'll bring something back to that channel. But for now, they're not really uploading anything there anymore.
I wonder. Yeah, but it was doing well. But if they have to sacrifice
it was doing well. But if they didn't, but I think when Joe went down to part time, and then they were doing less vlogs, and then they were doing all the Rogue Rocket podcast tests over there. I think it just kind of, they weren't really sure what direction. I loved it. I loved seeing the behind the scenes of the company and getting to know all the people that work there. Like, I really enjoyed it. It was one of the channels that I watched every time they put up a video. And, a lot of times I have to, miss things or miss videos because I don't have that much time to watch. But I always watch their vlogs. And I always watch Philip DeFranco's show because it's one of those things that's on my daily, that, now that he does 2 shows, though, it's hard because that's like 40 minutes of time.
yes. Yeah, you have to like pick and choose who you're going to watch these days, as opposed to back in the day when we would just like, give us more content.
Right. The morning shows for Phil are like a deep dive into a certain topic, though, which is today's show I watched. It was it today? Yeah, today's show I watched. It was really, really good. But yeah, I think they're stopping. Well, they have stopped the vlog, but I think they're going to bring it back, but it'll be something a little bit different. And Joe won't be there because he left and is doing his own thing.
That's crazy. It's crazy because you want to stick together forever, but when you get springboarded into your own thing, you have to go out there and make your own way.
You have to try. You have to.
You'll follow anything he does anyway. Oh my gosh, you would not shut up about him at VidCon.
I got to meet him at VidCon.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I know all about it. I was there.
See, it's a good thing because we got to be in the video.
That is true.
And it was their last VidCon. They said they weren't coming back again.
Yeah, that sucks. He should have waited one more VidCon.
I know. They should invite him as a featured creator.
Maybe.
Phil should be there this year as a featured creator. He really should.
He's allowed to change his mind. We'll see. Just it's not updated all the way on the VidCon site, so we still have plenty of time. So maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Where does he live?
California.
Oh, okay. We'll see. He just go up the street.
I'm pretty sure he lives out there.
You ain't doing nothing that weekend.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he lives. Yeah, he lives out there. He lives out in California.
Oh my gosh, when we're done podcasting here, Blake and I are going to Chili's. I was looking at the chili menu with people before.
Chili's.
Yeah.
I don't have a Chili's.
It's okay. It's like a restaurant. It's like Tchotchkes from.
It's like a restaurant.
Yeah, it's a restaurant. So Blake and I are gonna go. But yeah, I'm so starving. I have their menu up on the screen here on the second screen, and I'm just waiting for us to be done so I can go eat.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. It's okay. So we should talk
Oh,
about.
it looks like Applebee's.
Oh, I hate Applebee's. Applebee's is the worst. Don't tell me you guys go to Applebee's.
No, I don't. I hate Applebee's.
Oh,
It's disgusting.
man. If you guys go to Applebee's, we can't be friends.
No, I hate it. We went because we don't have very many choices here. We went to Applebee's one time. What was it? A wedding anniversary?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was our wedding anniversary, and the dog was sick before that, so we wanted food at home. So we got their car side to go, and we ordered so much food. We were like, we're just gonna stay home and order food and watch TV. And we picked Applebee's because I could just easily order it online, and I didn't have to talk to anybody. And we got all the food, and our entire order was wrong. I ended up calling and telling the manager, I'm like, it's my wedding anniversary, and you screwed up my entire dinner.
Now we're getting divorced.
And they're like, yeah, right. And they're like, well, we can replace it next time you come in. I'm like, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. Like, my dog was, because it was just after Oakley bloated or something crazy. I don't even remember. I'm like, my dog's sick. We're stuck here at home. It's my wedding anniversary. All I wanted was food and to watch movies, and you screwed it all up. Oh, yeah, I think corporate sent us like $50 in gift certificates for Applebee's, and I'm like, you don't get, I'm not coming back. Like, I'm not eating here again.
Here's more Applebee's.
And then I think one time after that, we were like, all right, let's give it one more try. Because again, we don't have a lot of options in Alpena.
Right.
We tried it again, and they screwed up our order so bad.
Oh,
it's like, it's not that hard. Just give me what I ordered.
And the place just doesn't taste good. It all tastes like microwavable food.
It's bad.
The corporate thing reminds me of one time years ago, inside our supermarket, there was this like a Chinese noodle restaurant where it had like noodles and you can get some orange chicken and stuff. And it was really, really good. And we got a whole thing of noodles and we went home and there was a fly in the noodles. And we call up and the lady says, hello. And we're like, yeah, man, there's a fly in our noodles. She said, you bring me fly, I give you more noodle. And I'm like, no, wait, like, I don't know if I want any more of the fly noodles. Like, I don't want any more fly noodles. Thank you.
Right?
I don't want more noodles.
I don't understand. I don't want the food. I want.
Right. You guys already went out of business once. Like, who funded you guys to come back after you guys went out of business?
Yeah, we've had issues like that. That's like our Burger King here. Like, I really like Burger King's chicken sandwiches. They've always been my favorite. Whenever I want a deep fried fast food chicken sandwich, we don't have very many options because otherwise it'd be Chick-fil-A.
Right.
But we don't have one of those. But I've always liked Burger King. Our Burger King is the worst. Every time we go there, they screw it up or we get our food and it's cold. And I got to the point, I got so upset. Like, I had talked to the manager. I can't even tell you how many times. So finally I messaged corporate and they called me and they're like, and I said, this happened and this happened and this happened and my friend went and this happened. I'm like, it's just bad. It's like the manager here just doesn't care. Nobody at this restaurant cares. And they're like, okay, well, we can give you $25 in gift certificates. I'm like,
the Applebee's?
yeah. Like, I don't want more food. Fix the problem. Yeah.
Oh man, I hate our Burger King sucks too. So I went there about a week ago. Crystal says, I want a burger from Burger King because they have vegetarian burgers there. I said, all right. So I order the vegetarian burger and I order me whatever stuff that they have there. I start pulling forward. The lady is hanging out the window and is telling me to stop. So I stop. So I'm in between where you order in the drive-thru and the window where you pay. So I'm sitting there and sitting there and sitting there. 2 minutes go by, 2.5 minutes go by. I'm not one to start crap. And I started honking the horn. And then she waves me to pull up. And I'm like, what was that all about? But I don't want to be mean because, like, I don't want you spitting in my food. And she says, the vegetarian burgers are made to order. I didn't want the window timer to start until it was ready.
Oh my
and I was
God.
like, that's like, I don't want, what? Why? Can I just have my food? And then I got my food, and then I took it home to Crystal, and Crystal said the thing that I should have said, which was, when she said the vegetarian burger's made to order, I should have said, isn't everything here made to order? So I guess my burgers were sitting under the heat lamp waiting for me. and
Oh,
they
I'm
just
sure.
didn't want to mess up their metrics. And then the food sucked. It was all soggy and stuff like that. The only thing that was
Oh.
kind of cool is my box of onion rings had like 2 French fries in it, so that was kind of that's good. That was a
I,
strange.
w- I went to Wendy's the other day because I like their spicy chicken Caesar salad, and I like salad every once in a while. Normally I make salad at home, but every once in a while it's like I just want a Wendy's spicy chicken Caesar salad because they're good.
They are good. I do get those.
They're good. And I went there the other day and I ordered two of them, one for me, one for Jamie. And I get up to the window and the lady goes, we only have one spicy chicken. So do you want the other one with a home style chicken? And I said, no, I want them both with spicy chicken. She goes, okay, do you want one fresh one? And I looked at her and I'm like, no, I want two fresh ones because if I have to sit here and wait for 6.5 minutes while you make chicken, you should probably make two fresh ones.
Yes.
Common sense. Why would you give me one old chicken and one new chicken? Like, I just don't. I worked in fast food. I know how it works. It's not that hard.
Oh, the poor lady jockey in the registers are like, man, watch out for this lady. She'll call corporate.
I'm like, what is going on?
It's always
No,
bad
I
news.
usually only call corporate on Burger King because it.
And
They just-
Applebee's and GoPro.
And Amazon.
Soon to be yes, soon to be Simplecast.
Right.
It just goes on and
Yeah,
on
I
and
got
on.
to talk to the Simplecast CEO.
Oh.
Apparently, I started that fire.
I know, and that was a crazy Twitter exchange. I wake up and my Twitter says like 12 on the little red bubble. I'm like, oh, what's this? And some dude's all like, what you should do is this, and I'm like, who is this? Like, who is this crazy looking guy? And then I click on it, and it's like, oh, the CEO of Simplecast. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I don't know, he just was trying to talk you into a webinar.
Yeah, he wants me to watch some webinar so I understand how things work. That's always my favorite thing when people tell me that. You don't understand.
You don't understand.
You just don't understand how this works. Yeah, because this is totally my first rodeo.
What is it, mansplaining?
I know how I know how this stuff works. That is like my biggest pet peeve is when, well, I mean, you don't have it happen, but I have it happen. People will talk to me like I'm a girl because I am. So you'll go in places and they immediately assume you don't know anything. And half the time you just want to look at them and go, you know,
Yeah.
sometimes you just stand there and you shake your head and then you go, okay, I'm not buying anything here. Thanks. And you leave.
Yep.
Where were we? Was it? Oh, it was when Greg's refrigerator died, so we had to go buy a new refrigerator.
Uh-huh.
And the one guy's telling me all this stuff about refrigerators, and I'm looking at him going, I'm not buying the refrigerator. Why are you talking to me? Just because I'm here with Greg, you assume that it's my refrigerator?
Right.
All I'm doing is paying for it. Like, I'm not buying the fridge. But he kept talking to me. And I'm going, I looked at him, I'm like, I have a refrigerator. I bought it from Home Depot. I didn't buy it from you.
Right.
I'm like, I'm not buying the fridge. Stop talking to me. But because I was the girl and I was there, because Greg's fridge died. And so, but I went there with him to help him pick, because I didn't want him to pick out some $1,700 refrigerator
Right.
either. Yeah. And the guy kept talking to me and I got so annoyed. I'm like, this is why I don't come here. This is why I bought my refrigerator at Home Depot. Because every time I come here, you guys treat me either like I'm an idiot. I don't like that. I don't like it when people do that. They used to do that to me all the time when I worked at the deli. Can I speak to your manager? And you look at him and you go, what?
When they say that to me, I spin around in a circle. And just go, I'm right here. And then they look at me confused, and then they usually just want money back from something, or they want to complain about something. That's the hard part about being a manager. So let me get this right. In your teeny tiny town that I've been to, you have a Lowe's and a Home Depot, but you don't have like a Chick-fil-A or
We don't have
Carl's
a
Jr.?
Lowe's.
Oh, just Home Depot.
We just have Home Depot. We don't have Chick-fil-A. We don't have Carl's Jr. We have 3 McDonald's and 3 Subways.
Any Starbucks?
Nope. We have Big B Coffee. Big B Coffee is the Michigan equivalent, I guess you could say. There's Starbucks in Michigan. We just don't have one. We have 2 Big B Coffees, though.
Dang, that's crazy. I thought Starbucks was on the corner of everywhere like McDonald's.
Nope. Closest Starbucks to us is 75 miles away.
Wow, you're not missing much, though. I tried to get something from there the other day, and I asked for decaf, and I get my almond milk, and if I drink a soda, I'm like ready to zip around and make something funny and do some good stuff. If I drink
Right.
Starbucks, even if it's decaf and stuff, my hands twitch like I'm on crack.
There's a lot of sugar in it.
Is that what that is? Man, it don't make
Yeah.
me feel productive. It makes me feel like I've taken like drugs or something, and I'm just like in this
Yeah.
ball of like, oh my gosh, stop, make it stop, and it gives you this headache. So Yeah.
Yes. There's a lot of sugar in it. No, we don't have Starbucks. We have Big B coffee, and then we have a little small local coffee shop, but we don't really have any of that stuff.
This is riveting. What's your go-to at McDonald's?
Ooh, oh man, I have two. Like, do I have to pick one?
You can pick two.
Because it's literally two. I either always get the sausage McMuffin with egg or the sausage McGriddle, depending on how much sugar I want.
The McGriddle's the one with the pancake buns, right?
Yeah, but I don't get the one with egg and cheese on it. It's just a pancake and the sausage.
Yeah, that sounds good. I don't like the biscuits.
I don't like their biscuits.
They just fall apart in a bad way.
Yeah, I don't like their biscuits. I do like their. Now I want McDonald's.
Do you realize we were just talking a few minutes ago about being hungry, and all we've done is talk about food for the last 11 minutes now?
That's because we're hungry.
That's because we're hungry. We should wrap it up and go get some food.
That's a plant and a Nintendo Switch.
And a Nintendo Switch, yes, which I want your full review next week.
Next week.
Yes. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. You can follow us and leave comments on our Facebook page at Country Mouse City Mouse Podcast. You can find us on Instagram at CC Mouse Podcast. And we'll see you guys next week. Same mouse time, same mouse podcast. Bye.
Bye.
Yay, we did a thing.
We did the thing. Can we go eat now?
Yes. Let's go eat. Okay.
We're going to waste away to nothing.
Never.